Stop number 28 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to the shortest and the slowest of the short treks, the second visit to Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia. As we are here today for the running of the Goody's Buddy Payne 500, as we're set for 75 laps of racing on this very short racetrack here. And here's the starting lineup for today's running event. Here's where as we're down approaching the final 5 races of the season, and the points battle, well, kind of ballooned a little bit last race in the Tour at Dover Downs International Speedway. But here's starting line for today's running event. On the pole for this event here today is Kyle Matthews in car 42, the mellow yellow Pontiac. He'll be alongside Charles Sanford in car number 24. Kyle's won a race this season. Charles, unfortunately for him, has not. He hopes to do so here today. Second row sees Jessica Shelton in car number 9, also a one-time winner this season. She'll be alongside the points leader Levi McIntyre, and he's not yet won this season. He almost did at Dover, but got passed on the last lap of the hat race, unfortunately for him. Third row sees Quentin Moore in car 26, the Quaker State Buick. He's a two-time winner this season, and alongside of him, the man who took that win from Levi at Dover, it is Seth Cole in car 52. Going to the next row down, it's Cole Deaver in car 3, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. He'll be alongside car 29, Zachary Pitts, where Cole has won twice this season so far. Next row down sees Zach Rogers in car 33, the Skull Bandit Buick. He's a three-timer this season. He's second in points coming into this event. He'll be alongside Dylan Young in car number 2. Dylan has yet to win this season. Row 6 has the Badsons. Keith in car 28, he's a two-timer this season so far. And car 21, Kat Badson. She's looking for the Martinsville sweep because her only win this season came right here at Martinsville, back in the first race of the season over there. Next row down sees Mitchell Collins in car number 70 and car number 43, Mike Becker, who won the night race over at Bristol, Tennessee. Next row down sees Joshua Osborne in 25, the winner at Riverside. He'll be alongside 71, Cav Shearer in the Buckstove Oldsmobile. Next row sees Matt McIntyre, two-time winner this season so far. He won the Southern 500 at Darlington. He also won the first race at Talladega this season. He'll be alongside Dylan Poteet in car number 22. I should mention also Matt also won the All-Stars at Charlotte. Next row down sees the Brickyard 400 winner, Jay Jefferson in car number 30, and car 14, Kyle Langland. Next row down sees Alex Miller in 51 and number 90, Jesse Turner. Then it's Henry Sanford in 55. He'll be alongside his sister, Jean Sanford, in car number 50. Jean is a two-time winner this season so far. She won in Atlanta, and she also won the 600 at Charlotte. Next row sees Rob Evans in car number 12, and car number 1, it is Zach Winkle, the Daytona 500 champion. Evans won the first visit to Darlington this season. Jackson Haywood in car number 15 as the inside of the next row. He won the season in the first race at Pocono. He'll be alongside Matt Haas in car number 8. Next row sees William Brock in car number 4 and number 11, Johnny Gardner. Gardner has won twice this season. He won at Michigan, and he also won the second. He also backed that up with a win in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. I should say Gardner won the first race over at Michigan this season. Next up is Nathan Hudson in 47 and 27. It is R.J. Bishop. Next row down, Daniel Bouchard in 75. And number 44, Ryan George. Next row is car number 6, Paul Minnick in the Strolight Ford. He won a second visit to Talladega this season. He's alongside Austin Colano in car number 13. Next row is Emmanuel Hartnett, number 83. And number 7, it is Wes McCoy. Next row down sees car number 5, Phil Parker. He's got a long way to go to get to the front. Beside him would be car number 88, Nathan Ormond. And starting shotgun the field would be car number 94, Ryan Brommer in the Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile. In fact, our top 3 starters in today's event all have in-car cameras in this event here. Kyle Matthews, Charles Sanford, and Jessica Shelton will all be carrying in-car cameras in today's event here at Martinsville. The top 3 starters, I should say, and those 3, and all 3 of them, I know Charles and Jess have won at Martinsville before. I don't know if Kyle Matthews ever has won at Martinsville before. He might have, but I'm actually not 100% sure on that one. But Kyle does stand a pretty good chance of it, though, possibly doing so today if he holds on the whole race, obviously, or is there in the end. We'll find out. Here comes the command to fire the engines for the Goody's Buddy Payne 500. Field is rolling. Field is about to roll on for this race here today. And here, we'll get the as we'll get the start of the race here coming up next here at Martinsville. Back at Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia, as the field is entering turn number 3, the pace car duck off on the pit road. As Kyle Matthews and Charles Hammer leads them down, Pontiac, Chevrolet, Ford, Chevy, and Buick, the top 5. Green flag is out, and we are underway in the Goody's Potty Pain 500. Off corner number 4, they come here. Kyle Matthews will lead him down. Jessica Shelton now battling with Charles Hammer for second place as they go into turn number 1. Levi McIntyre getting kicked up the racetrack there by Cole Deaver, and now here comes Quentin Moore at the 4th position as he tries to get by Sanford in the 24 car. That's Sanford in 24, Quentin in 26 as they come off turn number 4. Quentin finished second earlier here in Martinsville, the last time he was visited here. In fact, one of his 2 wins came on a short track this season. It came at North Wilkesboro in the first Union 400. In fact, North Wilkesboro's we'll be heading to next on the tour for the Tyson Holly Farms 400. Next race on the tour, Quentin's other win came in a very tough win at California Speedway in one of the most competitive races of the season. Cole Deaver runs in 5th position. Zach Rogers getting by Levi McIntyre. Remember, Rogers is second place in the points coming in. In fact, he lost a few points because he finished a little bit behind McIntyre at the race at Dover, the last race of the season. So Levi, the good news at least for Levi, despite having the win taken away from him on the last lap, the good news at least for Levi, he ballooned his points lead a little bit coming out of Dover. However, there's 5 races left on the season after Martinsville, though, so a lot can happen in those final 5 races of the season. However, if your points lead is a little over 250 points, so you got a little bit of room for comfort at least. And if you're the guy in second place, though, you're running out of time. But McIntyre knows he's got to keep finishing well, though, to try to hold on to his points to his huge points lead, though. And if he has a hiccup somewhere along the line, he better hope it's not. He better hope it doesn't come in spades. Cat Batson runs in 8th position there. McIntyre probably runs 7th in a moment. Seth Cole's in 9th and 10th position right now. It's Mike Becker as we watch Keith Batson and Zachary Fitzwater battle it for position. That's 11th and 12th. Keith in 28 and Zachary in 29. Ford versus Oldsmobile in this bunch of cars as they come off turn number 4. Keith will lead that lap here as they come into turn number 1. Dylan Young is in 13th position. Matt McIntyre 14th. 15th is Mitchell Collins. 16th right now is Kev Shear as he gets by Joshua Osborne. But look at Osborne come to the low side to try to get a run, and he does so. So move Joshua back up to the 16th position now. Shear running in 17th position. Jefferson 18th, Poteeth 19th, and 20th is Rob Evans at the moment as they come off turn number 2. There you see the field making its way into turn number 3. R.J. Bishop going by Wes McCoy. Those are the only 2 drivers battling it out for Rookie of the Year this season. With, I think, Wes McCoy having the lead in for Rookie of the Year, as a matter of fact, too. But right now, Kyle Matthews has it all under control as he leads the event here today at Martinsville Speedway. On board with Jessica Shelton in car number 9 as she runs in second position behind Matthews at the moment. You see the RPM, you see the tachometer in the center of the screen here. See Shelton winding it up to about 8,700 going into turn number 3, and down about maybe 4,750 possibly going into turn number 3. Or she wound up to about 8,500 that time by, and now down to 4,500 going into turn number through the middle of 1 and 2. And down to about maybe 4,600 if you see going into turns 3 and 4. And there it is from Charles Sanford's view. Let's see how much he's turning on his on the tack. And you saw Charles up to about 8,750 going into turn number 3. And down to about 4,600 going into turn number 1, or turn number 3, I should say. And there's the view from Kyle Matthews' perspective, and that's what it's like to be up front. And he's got lap traffic up ahead of him right now, as he goes into third turn, or turn number 1, I should say. Excuse me, as he has completed now the 16th lap of the race, working on 17 right now. There you see that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like on the racetrack right now. Here, the front 3 cars have pulled away. Quentin Moore still runs in 4th position with Cole Deaver running in 5th at the moment. There you see Quentin and Cole going at it here. Zach Rogers and Levi McIntyre running 6th and 7th at the moment. Quentin had kind of a rough run at Dover the last race of on the tour here, but he is vindicating himself. He's currently top 10 in points coming into the season. They're having pretty much one of his best seasons ever in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. Series that Quaker State card usually pretty good too. Whenever it runs. And he now is closing up on Charles Sanford to come off turn number 4 here. The interval still remains the same basically. We'll look at the interval right now. It is 83 hundredths of a second going in the first 3 cars here. See what the interval is this time by between Matthews, Shelton, and Sanford. And it's ballooned up a little bit to almost a half a second between first and second, and a little over 9/10 of a second between first and third positions. But I suspect, though, once they get to lap traffic, though, it's going to be a little bit of a guessing game as to who gets through the traffic a whole lot better than who. There is Mike Becker anchoring the top 10 position right now. Zachary Fitzwater is now finally taking 11th away from Keith Batson. Batson, the defending series champion, though, has not quite had the season he's wanted, though, in season 25. After coming off of the ultimate day he had in season 24, winning not only the Ford 400 at Homestead, but also winning the championship as well in the Quality Care Dale Jarrett colors, though. But now here, he seems to usually run well in the Davey Allison colors as well, though. But here again, Batson been kind of up and down. They haven't entirely skunked him this season, though. However, he has won twice this season. He won. We mentioned at Wreckfest at the Food City 500 at Bristol, way back in the 6th race of the season, and he also won the second stop at Pocono this season as well. So Batson has run good, though, but he's been, as we mentioned, kind of hit and miss so far this season. Matt McIntyre, though, it's been a pretty good season for him too. He's won it. We mentioned at Darlington, the Southern 500, one of the Crown Jewel races, and he also took that tremendous win at Talladega back in the first race at Talladega this season. Batson runs 12th. Matt McIntyre runs 13th in the moment. Dylan Young behind him in 14th in car number 2 as he lost possession to McIntyre. Mitchell Collins in car number 70, the Rumpel Furniture Sons Medford Speed Pontiac. He right now runs in 15th position, and Mitchell having a pretty good run here today. And then car number 71 behind him, Kev Shearer. That's one number up, obviously, from Mitchell's number. Kev driving the blue and white Buckstove Oldsmobile as he runs right now in 16th position at the moment. Kev from, of course, the man from Pennsylvania. And right there behind him, Joshua Osborne in car number 25, the winner of the season at Riverside in one of the road courses stops of the season. He's running 17th. 18th is Jay Jefferson. 19th is Rob Evans. And 20th is Dylan Poteet as he's gotten by the 15 car of Jackson Haywood. Meantime, the battle raging on between the 70 and 71 cars here as they come off turn number 2. Collins leads them down going in the third turn here. Shearer trying to get past, though, but as we mentioned every time, catch him's one thing, but passing him is a whole other story. And especially, the case especially holds true at Martinsville for sure. Just like, of course, obviously in every other track we go to on the Castrol GTX Cup Series circuit. And they have caught lap traffic, the leaders have. So Kyle Matthews now trying to see, so now we're trying to see who plays the game and who gets through the lap traffic better than who. And there you see, Colano goes back inside. Here comes Shelton to the low side. And meantime, Charles Sever trying to boot her up the track here as they go into turn number 1. And Charles will get position on the low side. Shelton to the high side. And Matthews also caught on the high side as well. So Charles may be in a pretty good position to possibly take the lead here. Quentin Moore trying to see if he can follow Charles a little bit as they go into turn number 1. And Quentin's got good position there as he goes low side on Shelton. And Charles will get by, but Shelton says, "No way, Charles! I'm supposed to be up in ahead of you," and she goes back by. But Charles says, "Okay, well, you want to play this game? Well, fine, we'll do it." And in the meantime, Quentin Moore gets moved to the track by Cole Deaver. So battle going for third for not only second position, but also for fourth position as well, as Deaver looks low on Moore and takes position away. And meantime, Levi McIntyre is battling with Zach Rogers for position. That's for 6th place. Excuse me. Matthews, however, cannot seem to shake Austin Colano in that number 13 car. And here comes Sanford back to the low side. He moves Shelton back up the track again. Excuse me. And Charles will take second place again here, but now Cole Deaver's now the one trying to see who he wants to go with. 24, 9, and 3 cars going at it. About to complete halfway this time by. This will be the completion of lap number 38 in this race here. Charles takes position, but here comes Shelton back again. And meantime, Quentin Moore's about to try to get back by Cole Deaver in the number 3 car as they go through turns 1 and 2. They're side by side between these pack of cars here. McIntyre, meantime, trying to see if he can find an opening to go low. And now Sanford goes back low again on Shelton, tries to take position away. Boy, those two trade in second place, though. And I tell you, good racing, though, at Martinsville. Because of the lap traffic here, and Kyle Matthews somehow seeming to hang on the high side of that 13 car without losing the lead somehow. They keep trading positions though like this, though. That's going to let Matthews maybe in a pretty good position to keep the lead. However, though, if Charles keeps Shelton and Deaver at bay, though, then he's going to be in position he's about to go into right now. Here comes Charles for the lead on Matthews. Not quite. And Jess says, "Oh, perfect. I got the bottom line now." And she goes low on Sanford again. but couldn't quite muster enough horsepower underneath the hood of that Ford to try to get by that Chevy. But she's not giving up. And meantime, now Cole Deaver is going to look low on Shelton for third place now. Down the low side goes Shelton as she tries to look low on Stanford again. The top 4 cars right together.
I didn't think you were home.
Didn't think I was home, huh? Anyway, back to the front 2 positions here, and now here goes a battle for the lead. Sanford's up on the back bumper of Matthews for the top spot. How bad does Charles Sanford want to win this season? Well, you're about to see it. You're seeing it right now from the back bumper, or from the rear bumper game of Matthews' car. For the lead goes Sanford, and he's got it through turns 1 and 2, and Charles Sanford is going to take the lead from Kyle Matthews, or tries to anyway. Side by side between the 24 and 42 as they come through the 3rd and 4th turns now. And now Shelton's going to try to see who she wants to go with. Matthews pulls it back behind Charles, and he goes low, bumps Charles up the track now. And Kyle says, "No way, Charles, I'm the one supposed to be leading this race." And Charles says, "Over my dead body." Boy, what racing we're seeing here today at Martinsville Speedway. Pontiac versus Chevy in the top 2 spots. Charles led that lap. That was lap number 46 completed. And down to 29 laps remaining here in this race here. Boy, who's going to win this race? Stay tuned and find out. Meantime, battle for second place developing between Jessica Shelton and Cole Deaver. And Cole moves Jess up the track now, and Jess is going to now lose 3rd position from Cole Deaver. Quentin Moore is in 5th. Levi McIntyre in 6th place right now in the turn number 3, and Deaver's going to take 3rd position away in the Dale Earnhardt colors. And now Quentin Moore goes to the low side in the Quaker State Buick as he goes into turn number 3. And now Shelton dips low on Deaver. On board with Jessica Shelton in car number 9. She runs in 3rd position. She sees those front 2 cars. Now Deaver looks low again. You saw through the rearview mirror of Shelton's car. And those 2 trading positions, trading lines on the track, they're like nothing here. And believe me, Martinsville is not a tough place. It's not an easy place to pass over. These cars are sure making it look like it almost. Trading lines up and down the track. Now Shelton tips low again. The crossover. We've seen plenty of those today so far. And here to come off turn number 4. And Shelton has Levi about 3/4 of a car on Deaver as they go to turn number 1. And meantime, Levi McIntyre is now going to try to go by Quentin Moore. McIntyre in 17, Moore in the 26 as they come in the 3rd turn now. Orange and white versus green and white as they come off the 4th turn. Cat Batson, meantime, has gotten around the car Zach Rogers. And Levi nails that 17 car on the bottom of the track now as he tries to close up on Cole Deaver. Meantime, Cat Batson's going to try to get around Quentin Moore now. Rogers is in there, so is Mike Becker and Seth Cole. Mike Becker's taken 9th position away from Seth, by the way. But leading the field is number 42, Kyle Matthews, as he's trying to hold off the challenge of Charles Sanford to try to pick up his first Martinsville victory and possibly his 2nd of the season. He won the season on the road course at Sonoma earlier in the year, the first road race of the season. Off turn number 4 they come here. There you see the tail end of the lead lap here. Battle going on between Nathan Hudson and the 6 car of Paul Minnick as they go. As that's for way back in the back. That's way back in the back. 32nd position is where Hudson's running right now. Minnick in 33rd. Sadly for those two, have not having quite the runs they won here today as they come off turn number 2. And now Minnick apparently knows about the crossover moves that the leaders have been doing here, and he wants to try one of his own, and he's to make the highlight reel. .45 of a second between the front 2 cars here of Kyle Matthews and Charles Sanford. Averaging so far 90.08 miles per hour, and as you see, the car of Kyle Matthews still out in front here in the mellow yellow Pontiac. Started from the pole at over 94 miles an hour. Sanford, meantime, runs second position here, trying to close up on the Matthews car. There you see the rear bumper cam from Kyle Matthews' perspective in the mellow yellow Pontiac. Looking right at that DuPont machine of Charles Sanford. Charles trying to close up, going into turn number 3 here as they come off turn number 4 across the start-finish line. That completes the 60th lap of this race, and we're now down to 15 to go. And Matthews caught him behind the lap car. Yeah, he was faster than Charles the last time by. But now Charles is closing up on Kyle once again. Remember, those two had a battle for the lead here a few laps ago. Charles, I think, maybe gearing up for one right now, maybe. But we are clicking. The laps are clicking off. We're down to 13 laps remaining. And there's the front bumper cam from Charles Sanford's machine. Off the second turn they come here. He goes, sees that back bumper of Matthews. He says he knows it's right there. The lead's right there ahead of him. 11 laps to go. They completed lap number 64. There you see the margin. It's just a little over a second between first and third at the moment. 10 to go. McIntyre's now taking 5th position away from Quentin Moore here. Quentin running 6th position. 7th is Batson. Cat Batson, that is. Rogers is 8th. Becker 9th. And Seth Cole is 10th as he's now in a battle with Keith Batson for the 11th position now, or for 10th position, I should say. Batson's running 11th in the Davey Allison colors. But Charles has closed up now. It's now less than 3/10 of a second that time by. Off turn number 4 they come here. I think we have a battle for the lead to maybe develop here, maybe possibly a battle for the win. Here at Martinsville, Sanford closes up on the back of Matthews' car. Shelton trying to close up with those two, trying to make it a three-way, and Deaver's trying to make it a 4-way. Off the 4th turn they come here. Matthews completes another lap. 7 to go. .88 per second between the front 3 cars here. Here, Deaver runs in 4th again. Levi McIntyre runs in 5th. Margin still less than 0.4 of a second between the front two cars. Shelton now pulls to the back bumper of Sanford's car as they come off turn as they go into third turn. Matthews comes by, completes lap number 70. 5 laps remaining. Off the second turn they come. Charles peeked to the low side of the track of Matthews' car. He's up in the back bumper. Off the fourth turn now. 4 laps to go. Trying to force Matthews into a slip. He sort of did going into turn number 1. Charles closes up a little bit. Shelton trying to keep up with those front 2 cars here as they go into third turn. Charles has been getting his good runs going into the turn, though. That seems to be his strong point, possibly. Matthews knows one slip, and Sanford is by him. Off turn number 2 here. They're coming down for 2 laps to go this time by. Will it be the 42 or the 24? Who will it be in between those two? 2 laps to go at Martinsville. Margin that time by 26 of a second, though. Lap car of Austin Colano is still up ahead of the 42 car. It'll be the white flag this time by for Kyle Matthews. Can he hold off Charles Ever one more lap? The white flag is out. 1 lap remaining for the mellow yellow Pontiac of Kyle Matthews, and Sanford closes back up a little bit as they go into turn number 1 as he tries to pull up in the back bumper that Pontiac. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen there as they go through the third and fourth turns. Charles tries to make one last ditch effort, but it's not going to happen. The Goody's Body Paint 500 belongs to Kyle Matthews. He wins at Martinsville. What a battle for the win that was here all the way down today. And the number 42 Mellow Yellow Pontiac, Kyle Matthews gets the win here today. Charles Sanford comes home second. Jessica Shelton with a great third place run here today. Average speed 89.881 miles an hour. Here, 28 races are in the books here, and we have 5 races remaining on the season here. Cole Deaver comes home in 4th. Levi McIntyre tacks on a few more points on his points lead. He ends up finishing 5th. Quentin Moore 6th. Cat Batson 7th. Then Zach Rogers, Mike Becker, and Seth Cole the top 10. And apparently Seth Cole possibly had a little problem on the cool down lap possibly, but anyway. Keith Batson comes home in 11th, then Zachary Fitzwater, Matt McIntyre, Dylan Young, and Jay Jefferson the top 15. Then Kev Shear was 16th, Joshua Osborne, Mitchell Collins with a good run, finishing 18th, excuse me. Rob Evans and William Brock the top 20. 21st on down, Dylan Poteet, Alex Miller, Jesse Turner, Jackson Haywood, or I should say Kyle Langland. Yeah, Jackson Haywood, Dylan Poteet, Alex Miller, Jesse Turner, Kyle Langland, Henry Sanford, Daniel Bouchard was 27, 28th, Gene Sanford, 29th, Johnny Gardner, and 30th was Matt Haas. Gardner did not need that 29th place run today, that is for sure. He's also trying to stay in the top 10 in the points. Matt Haas, Phil Parker, Paul Minnick, Nathan Hudson, Emmanuel Hartnett was 34th, then Ryan Brommer, Nathan Orman, RJ Bishop, Zach Winkle, Ryan George, Wes McCoy, and Austin Colano, the top 20, or the finishing order, I should say, final finishing order in today's event. But a big victory for Kyle Matthews as he wins today in the Goody's Body Paint 500 today at Martinsville Speedway. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got inner races, we got gaming videos, we got inner online racing videos, and whatever the president of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole, desires for his channel. And be sure to check out our Seth's Duracell Cup Series on this channel. I guarantee you his races are a whole heck of a lot better than what I have to offer as well too. Be sure to subscribe to this page on YouTube, and also subscribe to this channel on YouTube, I should say, and like the page on Facebook as well. So that will do it here today, Martinsville Speedway. For now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best. We will see you in the Brushy Mountains of North Wilkesboro.
I mean, when you see something like that, man, you know what I mean? It's just, it's my dream car. You know, obviously we shade the trim.